Hi, group. Again, I would just like to say my hair just looks so good. I don't know. I feel again like hair is a state of mind. Like it's all together. Like I feel like my hair look good and it does look good. It's, I seriously believe in miracles because they've happened to me. They've happened to me. That maybe that's a different topic for another time. Because today I wanted to talk about my identity as a aspiring theologian. I really do think of myself primarily as a spiritual writer and thinker, I guess, and everything kind of um, all comes down to that. And so this morning, I was writing in my prayer journal, and I always write this kind of thing. Like I was fervently thanking God that I get to experience life as a sexual being, like which is a fairly new thing for me. I'm so glad that my whole life didn't pass without me knowing what this feels like because it took a long time for me to get here. And something I always wonder, group, is who am I praying to? Who is the and I don't even really want to use the word God or because what is it, a goddess? And I don't I don't want to. I'm not ready. It's hard for me to like get into the idea of more than one deity again, like the strict culture that I know of, like um, the idea of what pantheism, like God and everything. Like I'm still working toward that. Like I believe it, but I still don't know who I pray to. Like I mean. I act like I'm, gonna find out, but that's a question. Because as I've said, like there's so many wonderful, wonderful things about Jesus, but I don't think Jesus is not helpful to me in the area of female sexuality. Like, I think Jesus had, at least in what my interpretation, other fish to fry, other concerns. And I think, like I've said, Christianity has pretty actively taken a role of dismissing women's sexuality and, the whole thing in the Bible. There's quite a bit about women's sexuality being something to stay away from. And I find it interesting. I was watching that movie, It's a Wonderful Life, a couple years ago. And the part where George Bailey is like if he doesn't exist, Bedford Falls would have become this terrible place. And you know what the representation of a terrible place is like a lot of strip clubs, like Triple X, like this how I saw it was once this George Bailey was not alive and the Bedford Falls sunk into sin, what was the sinful thing? Women's sexuality. So, it's so interesting that that scene, in a lot of ways, at least again, in the culture that I am most familiar with, the culture that I live in, that women's sexuality is seen as something like don't talk about, like not a good force in the world. But for me, it's just been so wonderful that I truly thank God. Thank you for I won't say allowing. Again, these words are hard. What words do you even use? I just am trying to express to something my deep thankfulness of the miracle of this discovery. And I'm genuinely wondering, group, what are your thoughts on this? Like, who who or what? Like, what is your experience in gratitude for this gift that we have, like in this case particularly female sexuality. um and that's it, group. Please let me know what anyone thinks, any books on this. Because I'm very, very interested. Thank you. Love you guys.